This week's film Salesmanship Takes Showmanship highlights the 1960 Ford. Ford had figurative and literally stolen the fins from the '59 Chevy, once their spies had gone to work, and toned it down a bit, but in the end, some claim the '60 Ford is one of the best-looking Fords ever made. But the '60 Ford would only last 1 year. The car was huge, and at 81.5 inches wide, it was illegal in some states. But people were looking for smaller, more economical cars. The days of longer, lower, and wider were at their maximum. Small cars were on their minds, and the Falcon sales would skyrocket to replace the lack of interest in the '60 full-size Ford. The Quicksilver design would only last 1 year, and these '60 Edsos and Fords are fairly sought after as customs due to their flowing, sleek design. So let's see Ford's sales pitch for the '60 Ford full-size.
With a freezing section like this, you'll be able to store all the frozen food that your family will need for a week.
To show you how this self-sealing tube works, I'm going to run the tire right over these spikes. The tire won't lose even a pound of air.
If you have fine carpeting, you need a cleaner that really pulls the dirt out. I'll just spread some of the powder around so that you can see how.
Yes, salesmanship does take showmanship. The ability to dramatize what you have to sell so your prospect will want your product. The most ordinary-looking thing, like a woman on Monday morning, for instance, doesn't draw a second glance when you see her at her worst. Would you guess that she was a musical comedy star? But add a few elements of showmanship, and this is the result. Yes, add the elements that really make a show out of a presentation, and the effect is tremendous. And you know, it's exactly the same when you're selling cars. Even as beautiful and as exciting and as new a car as our '60 Ford needs the support of a presentation containing elements of showmanship to get its full story across. And what are these elements? Why, your ABCs. The 1960 Ford features that can be translated into a tailor-made presentation for every prospect. And making each presentation tailor-made is really the key. Every prospect, naturally, is different, and the buying motives that appeal to each one are different, too. The smart salesman recognizes this and pitches his sales story to what the prospect wants the most. However, style will be the one thing that most prospects will notice first, regardless of their other desires in a car. That's because they can see styling at once. It's obvious. Not so obvious, perhaps, is the method for taking a prospect's enthusiasm for the new, fresh styling and using it as a bridge to his other interests, using it so he'll consider the styling as designed for him, for his family, for his needs.
Yes, it sure is a beautiful car, isn't it? But it's more than just beautiful to look at. It's functional styling, a people-sized car designed for the people who are going to drive it.
Yeah, sure. But aren't all cars designed for the people who are going to own them?
Well, Mr. Fulton, I'll just let you answer that for yourself. And you're a pretty tall man, and some of the modern cars have to squeeze people like you to make their styling come off. Now, if you'll just get into the car, you'll notice that this is people designed right away. You see, you didn't bump your knee on a dog-legged shape here, did you?
Well, no.
The door opening's wide, gives you the space where you need it. Then, once you're inside, check the headroom. Do you see what we mean when we say people-sized?
Why, yeah.
The roof line is functional, designed to accommodate 6-footers like yourself. Now, on the other hand, Mrs. Fulton is not concerned with headroom. She's short. So, if you'll just slide over to the other seat now, Mr. Fulton, I'd like to show her how this functional styling will also make it easier for her to drive. Mrs. Fulton? See how easy it is to swing right in?
Mm-hmm.
The seat height and the absence of the dog leg make it a lot easier for women to get in, particularly if they're wearing tight skirts. Mrs. Fulton, just compare that seat to the chairs in your own living room. Not only for the material, which is just as attractive as most living room upholsteries and a lot easier to keep clean. But for the feel, foam rubber comfort. How does that seat feel to you, Mrs. Fulton? Soft enough?
Oh, yes, it feels nice and soft. Not too soft, though. You see, I have to kind of sit up straight when I'm driving so I can see. Why, on one car we had, I had to carry a pillow with me.
Mrs. Fulton, just sit comfortably there. Now look at me. I'm just a few feet from the front of the car, and yet you can see me perfectly. This is just another example of our functional design, the car designed for the people who are going to use it. You see, the downward sweep of this hood line isn't just for looks. It's also to allow the driver to get a full, unobstructed view of the road, even if things up real close. And if you're looking back, you'll find exactly the same treatment. Whether you're backing or going forward, you can see everything necessary for safe driving. Safety glass is all around you where you need it. However, it's only where you need it, not on top of you, where the only benefit you'd get from it would be a sunbath. This car is styled for safety.
Well, that's important to us. You see, we have 2 children. When we take trips, it's generally with the whole family. So I, for one, want as safe a car as you can buy.
Mrs. Fulton, Ford has always been known as the pioneer in development for safer driving, and Ford is always improving. For instance, there's a brand new frame which completely surrounds everyone in the car, gives all-around protection. That's particularly important in the case of a collision on the side. You can't see it, but the strong frame members go right along here near the outside. They don't bow into the center of the car where the passengers are sitting. It's kind of like a big, strong bumper all around the car. Another safety feature is the brakes. They're 25% larger, the largest in Ford's history and the largest in the field. In spite of the fact that this is a heavier and more rugged car, these brakes still offer more braking area per pound of weight than ever before. And that means smoother, more positive, safer stops. You know, you mentioned your family and the trips you'll take together. Well, this is a family car. It's designed for the kind of driving that families do, and designed for the kind of conditions you'll run up against. When you open the door, for instance, it stays open. If you're loading the car for your vacation, you'll appreciate this 2-position door check.
2-position?
Yes, this is the other position, just tailor-made for putting a lot of groceries into the car in a crowded supermarket parking lot. And of course, if you're really piling a lot of stuff in for a long trip, you'll appreciate the loading height of this trunk opening. You see, it's the same low height all the way across. Makes it easy to lift heavy things into the trunk. Another feature
This presentation started out on styling because the new Ford style is new, is eye-catching and fresh and exciting. But in the final analysis, people don't buy style. Instead, they buy what they need or what they think they need to satisfy their own particular demands in a car. So, using styling as a springboard into other features, this salesman used showmanship, showed them the ABC features that fit these 2 people the best. Based upon his original qualifying and on the things he found out about the prospects as he went along, he showed them the car that they wanted to see. He didn't show them a 1960 Ford that was designed for everybody, but the 1960 Ford designed just for them. He found out that theirs would be a family car, so he showed them features under the buying motives that would best fit family needs. For instance, comfort would be important in the family car, so he showed them the ease of access, the comfortable chair-height seats, and the abundant room even for 6-footers like Mr. Fulton. Also a family motive, convenience. And again, this salesman put on the right kind of show, demonstrated the ease of trunk loading, 2-position door check, foot-operated parking brake, the little touches, any one of which could be the one which would finally affect the big buying decision. And important to any family group is safety. the safety of the right kind of visibility designed right into the car, and the safety of improved brakes, and a safety girder frame that gives all-around family protection. This is a presentation with showmanship, the ABC presentation tailored to the individual prospect. For instance, if this same couple had not yet had a family, if perhaps they were newlyweds or just about to become newlyweds, the emphasis would be considerably different because the buying motives would be different. It's true, styling would probably be mentioned earlier in the presentation, but this time the emphasis would be on the different buying motives that younger buyers would probably consider most important.
Yes, this new Ford creates an impression of movement even when standing still. This impression has been created by designing the exterior and interior as one unit. Notice how the styling of the sheet metal in front goes right on into the car. Then, when you look at the car from the rear, the same treatment carries right on out again. It gives the 1960 Ford a clean, fast appearance. It makes it even look like a real performer, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll admit the looks are okay, but I'm more interested in what this car will do. I don't like to be the last one still there when a traffic light changes.
You won't be, Mr. Fulton, not with this engine. That's Thunderbird power under there. The most modern V8 you can buy, built by the pioneer of the V8. What's more, this year the power is available where you want to use it.
Where I want to use it?
That's right. There is greater response in the pickup between 30 and 70 miles an hour. Improved performance in the speed ranges you need, like when you want to pass someone, for instance.
Yeah, but to pass right takes more than just power. You got to have a car that doesn't weave. You know, one that hugs the ground. I like to feel control over a car when I drive.
Mr. Fulton, I wonder if you've noticed this new wide 5x5 tread width. 5 foot on the front wheels and 5 foot on the back. With a wide tread like this, it's just like a sailor spreading his legs to take the roll of his ship. A wide footing means stability, gives you that positive feel you mentioned, and gives you a solid cornering action. You know, this year the tread of the 60 Ford is the same as the Thunderbird. Besides this tread change, rear springs have been lengthened to a full 5 feet, and the rate change to give you a more comfortable ride without sacrificing that hug-the-road quality you mentioned.
Honey, I know you like a car with lots of pep to it, but you've got to think about money. We've got to get a car that doesn't cost too much to own.
Mrs. Fulton, Fords are designed to operate efficiently on regular gas. Add up the extra pennies per gallon that could mean in a year, you saved a lot of money. And here's another thing. An oil filter as standard equipment, not an extra. You can go up to 4,000 miles without changing oil. Another big saving over the old change every 1,000 expense. In fact, the new Ford is loaded with economy features, like a 66-plate battery, diamond luster paint that never needs waxing, and an aluminized muffler. It means longer life for all of these components.
Another prospect situation, another set of ABC benefits, the set that fits their interests the best. This is the kind of presentation that starts kindling that feeling of ownership of the car, the identification with it as their own car. And of course, this kind of presentation can also start another desire. The desire to learn more by proving everything the salesman has said in a convincing demonstration ride. And if your presentation of the ABCs can get the prospects either ready to take a ride or perhaps ready to close directly, well, then you've mastered your presentation of the 1964. You've proved to yourself that salesmanship takes showmanship.